quick video, ratios and proportions. Just to be clear about it, a ratio is a comparison of two numbers by division. All right, and they can be written lots of ways. You can ratio of x to y, the ratio of x to y, or the ratio of x to y. In this case, it would be written as a ratio. We'd say the ratio here, the ratio. All right. So some really quick ways to determine if things are ratios. So ratio or not. Ratio or not. So just really quickly, ratio or not, let's take the 24 over 30 is the same as 4/5. Is that a simplified ratio? Are these equivalent? And the answer is this. Through what division can you turn 30 into 5? So maybe you're saying 6, and then you had that teacher who said, whatever you do to the numerator, do to the denominator. Look, what he or she meant is you're dividing, right? You're dividing by 6 over 6, right? So 30 divided by 6 is 5, check mark. 24 divided by 6 is 4, check mark. So yes, ratio, all right? All right, so moving on to things that you're much more likely to see and they're a little bit more difficult to figure out would be something like this. Let's work on this. This is actually a really cool idea here. And this is the means extremes theorem. And if you stay with me long enough to get this, all the rest of this stuff becomes really, really simple. I swear it does. So I'm going to ask you to stay with me on this. And all it says is this. If A over B is equal to C over D, then this is also true. Then AD is equal to BC. That may seem a little bit goofy at this moment, but look at this for just 1 second and see if you don't agree with how this is going to work out. All right? Let's just take some fractions that you agree on. That's a good test for yourself. So I think that 1/2 is the same as 5/10. So all I'm going to do is apply means extremes theorem and see if that's true. And all I would do is this. I'm going to multiply from here to here. And 2 times 5 is 10. And then I'm going to multiply this way across the equal sign. And 10 times 1 is 10. And 10 equals 10. Right? So another way to test for a ratio. All right? Let's try this, though. What would happen if you had a problem like this? You have to solve a proportion. So solve a proportion. This will really, really help you. Solve a proportion. So let's say that we say that n over 15 is equal to 24 over 16. Right? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to use the means extremes theorem here, and I'm just going to cross multiply. And look at it. It would look like this, wouldn't it? I'm going to multiply this way. It doesn't matter which direction, as long as the opposites, right? Multiply this times this. This is a little bit of calculator math, but 15 times 24 is 360. So it is equal to 360. And of course we know that 16 times n is 16n. So 16n. I'm going to do a little bit of algebra here. A little bit of division. So divide by 16 divided by 16. And we find out that n is equal to 22.5. So 22.5 over 15 is equivalent to 24 over 16. All right? So this is all really, really doable. Last example here of how you could use this means extremes theorem idea. Let's try this. So ratios and proportions again. So we say that Joe rides 30 miles in 4 hours. How far can he ride in 6 hours? Now let's assume that he's going to be able to ride at this same pace the whole time. Okay. So we're going to do this. We're going to make a proportion miles over hours. So we have 30 miles in 4 hours, right? In 4 hours is equal to the number of miles he can ride, the miles he can ride in 6 hours. So, means extremes theorem, what are you going to do here? Excellent. You're going to cross multiply, right? Multiply here and then here. And we know that 6 times 30 is 180. Is that right? Sure it is. Is 180 equals 4 times m, of course, is 4m. And then, good. This is right. This gets down to just algebra, doesn't it? Divide both sides by 4. And we get the miles equal, what is that, 45? It's 45, isn't it? 45 miles. So he can ride 45 miles in 6 hours at that rate. Yeah? Okay, so I'm hoping you're getting this stuff. This is a really, really important concept to have because you see it everywhere. If you haven't taken the SAT yet, you're going to see it in the SAT. And believe it or not, if you haven't taken calculus yet, you're going to see it in calculus because you're going to be expected to figure this stuff out kind of on the fly. So I'm hoping it's going good. Subscribe to my channel, please.